Let's go live. Hi. Let's say hi to the peoples. Let me scroll up. Hi, Regina. Which reminds me of when you go on IKEA and it's hedge, or how do you say it? Hedge? I don't know. Anyway, hi, Nicole.
Hookah?
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Hi, JC. Settled in early. Yay, thank you. This is me talking about my Bookend Lane code because I am an affiliate for Bookend Lane. So check out the Black Friday deals. The link is pinned in the chat box. Yay, have us up while you're getting your mom ready for bed. Hi, Esther, we love you. Regina, hello, friend, we love ya. Joanne, hey. JC is saying hey to all the peeps. Hello, Labyrinth. Hi. Hi, Christian. Hi. Cool Gamer. Carrie. Hi, Cool Gamer. Katie Ann. Hey. Carrie, I saw your message. I will respond. Sorry, I just saw it tonight when I just opened for the stream. Jordan. Hey. Yes, can't wait. What are we talking about tonight? Good question. Well, first off, how did everyone do surviving the holidays? Any fun holiday stories you want to share? Hi there, Agnes. Any holiday stories you want to share with the group or talk out? Laura, you were far from people, so you just told me you did some reading and snow. Did you do anything to celebrate the old American Thanksgiving?
I actually cooked.
Oh.
So I baked some chicken thighs with some crispy chicken skin. That was so good. And I had it with broccoli and rice. And it was delicious.
That sounds good.
It was. Oh, that crispy skin, though. Stuff of dreams.
Oh, yeah.
It had a rub on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds delish. We ate all the carby things, and so I was really lazy this morning and slept in late and didn't shave. So I'm when I was with family all day, I just wore this scarf as a bandana, mostly to just hide that my neck had crazy beard hairs that were looking awful. So I kept it on for all of you. You're welcome. Let's see. Just dinner between me and my mom. Well, was it good? Did you like it? What'd you have? Stuffed myself on turkey and pierogies. That sounds delicious, Carrie. Overstuffed, felt like crap after. Yeah, same. Sounds delicious, Laura. Delicious. The whole family is kind of sick, so we've been eating so many leftovers. Yeah, same. And then my husband had to go to work today, so I was like, oh, you poor man. Retail is awful, brutal. Oh, I know. Well, yeah, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like when it's I don't know. Don't like it. It looks untamed. So, like I said, my family Thanksgiving was really mild. We had one family member who, hey, Deidre, I just got home from my family thing and sat down for this, Deidre. I'll get in touch later on tonight. Anyway, so, Eva. Hi, Eva. Eva is the owner of Bookend Lane. So if you notice the pinned comment up above, that's her website. So go check it out. That is the link to shop. It is Black Friday. And if you use my code, you'll get 10% off. So look at me doing affiliate things. I'm still feeling meh. Sorry, me too. Lots of carbs and bleh. So it's been not good. I put so many things, by the way, from the website in my cart. There is a lights camera vlog. Let's see, what did I put in the cart? Maybe a tumbler and something else. Anyway, I love them. I thought it was cute. And I, of course, have my genre slut stuff from before, which I've always loved. So, okay, welcome everybody. You know how prompted works. We give you some prompts and we write some silly stories and share them. That's the goal. Get together and have...
Or stories that hit you in the feels. Either way.
Oh, Laura, what a bitch I am. Punch me in the penis. What is your, tell the people who you are. What a butt face I am. Sorry, go ahead. Do an intro.
I'm Laura Nettles. I have a horror collection out called Tiny Shivers. And I have 4 short contemporary romances out under my pen name Samantha R. Silverstone. And yeah, I will be streaming this Thursday from 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight to see the end of Piano. And yeah.
Yay! Okay, so Thursday night you're streaming from when to when? 7 to midnight?
Yeah.
It is so long. I don't know how you're going to do it. Your emotional battery. Mine would just be 0. after all that. But I'm going to pop and hang out in the chat for part of that and try to finish up some of my nano projects since I haven't gotten as much done as I wanted because I hung out with family, which was good as well. So I was glad to have that.
I talked to one of my sisters like all day yesterday.
How was that?
Because she had the day off. So while I was working and stuff, she read some Harry Potter out to me out loud from her copy. And we just talked. And then I actually got all of my feedback emails from the writing workshop that I was in earlier this month.
Yeah.
And so I had her on the phone with me as my emotional support person as I read through all the feedback.
Was it good, though?
It was. It was good.
Good. That sounds really nice. This sounds like a lovely day.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with my sis as well. She's prego her ego. So there was lots of talk about like finally getting a baby that I can steal and keep as my own. Been waiting for this since I stole her baby doll. I reminded her like I used to steal her baby dolls. Like what makes her think I really won't steal her child? But she seems to think I'm kidding, so we'll see. But enough about me. Laura, we did some prompts. Did we do Thanksgiving-ish? Mine kind of could be. I didn't look at yours.
Yours is.
I know, mine is. I didn't really look. Oh, yeah, I guess I have the word in the prompt. I didn't really look at yours. Is yours Thanksgiving?
Mine's Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yay.
So should we do mine after yours so we can go through the holidays in order?
I mean, whatevs, lady. It's whatevs you want to do.
Mama baby.
That was the weirdest way.
Do yours first.
Okay. Holiday. Yes.
Today is the first day I've actually started listening to Christmas music this year. So
I heard it in stores today when I was. Yeah.
But this is my first time voluntarily listening to it. Besides when I put up my tree with my sister.
I love the one we did where it wasn't like 2 or 3 stories all mentioned Mariah Carey's. Like that was goals. That was some AuthorTube. I was proud of everyone that night.
Mm-hmm.
Whole squad turned out. Okay, here, I'll put it up. I was like, okay. No.
I renumbered them.
Laura, you're so smart. Okay. Excited to meet my fiance's family at Thanksgiving. Should I tell my fiance that I'm the person who bought out their family business for a rock bottom price after manipulating the value, or not?
Yes, Katie, when I did the Christmas porno.
Christmas porno leaves me so many. That is iconic. Okay. So you go to spend. Wait. Oh, Nia.
Hi, Nia. Hello.
Again, the scary wave. I don't know what. I think it's the angle by which I am at the camera. No, that's scary too. I don't know. Okay. I know, family business. I know. And she left the big city to like start a coffee shop and just start again with a cat in Vermont in a sweater, leaving the pantsuits behind. Okay. Excited to meet fiance's family at Thanksgiving. Should I tell them that the person who bought out their family business for a rock bottom price after manipulating the value, or not? What if someone turns in just or nah? It would be clever. I would laugh. Okay. So times. How long do people want to write?
I don't know.
4.2 hours.
I'm still writing out the prompt.
Deidre goes, or nah. I mean, it would be funny, right? Like to open up the story in Instagram, like think someone wrote a serious story, and it's just like, or not. 42, 32.34.
That's 34.
Oh, 34. Is it? Oh my gosh. Aging is a whole like experience. All right, 42, 34, 34. Do you want me to do some math?
Sure. 24 hours.
I know. I was like 24 hours. Like, Deidre, calm down. 38.17. So do we want to split the difference and do 32 minutes?
How long?
That's not really a split the difference. I just made up like a number I liked. 42.34.
We just go for 40 minutes even.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, it's Friday night. I forgot. I don't have to, it's not a school night. I can play all night long.
Oh, pull up a timer.
Someone else besides to tell them the drama. I know, right? I can't write for 24 hours straight. I can't do anything for 24 hours straight, except maybe sleep. I sleep for 24 hours straight.
I've written for 12 hours straight, but not 24.
Good night, Quentin Tarantino.
What about toes?
I don't know. I'm just like, didn't he like write one of his movies like 24 hours writing straight or something crazy? I don't know.
I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, I've done 2 or 3 12-hour write-a-thons. Like, not write-a-thons, but like things.
That's wild.
Challenges. Yeah.
That's wild. Okay. Mad props. I don't know if I could do more than 12 hours. That just seems like a lot. All right. This one's for JC. All right. We'll see y'all on the other side of 45.
44. I moved it down.
Oh, 40. Telling a story about, are you telling your significant other that you stole the generational family business and just took it from them and ruined their life, or nah? So I may have to just write or nah. No. Okay.
3, 2, go.
Okay. How did it go? Did you finish?
No.
Yeah, me either. I just basically set up a story, and it's not even that good. So, and I had a ton of time. I was like, you gave us a ton of time to work, so I really have no excuse. So, sorry, everyone. Okay, if you wrote to the prompt or not, wrote whatever you wanted, whatever, no rules here, send it to here. To me at Barrett_Laurie or Nettles.animation, and we will read it for you, or you can come up and read it yourself.
I should save my document. I haven't saved it yet.
Yes, you should. Oh my gosh, Katie finished? Of course you did. Yours is going to be amazing. It is going to be great. Yay, start of a great story. Love it. Mom's help. Good. Another prompt idea. I know. I don't know, but I'm excited. Okay, well, we heart you, Christian. We heart you. Finish that nano novel. You're close, my friend. Okay. So I have Joanne's. Do you want me to read that one first, and then I can read mine after you? Did you get anybody's sent to you? Kate?
I should open Instagram.
Oh, maybe.
Help if I could spell Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, I'm going to read Joanne's.
I didn't get any.
You did not get any. Okay, well, then I'll read Joanne's, you read yours, and I'll read mine. Hi, Jessica. Welcome. Welcome. This is prompted. We do prompts like this one, and everybody writes to it, and then they send it to us, and we read it, or they come on and read it themselves. Feel free to join us for the next prompt. You can write to this one or the next one. It's lots of fun. Hi. All right, Joanne. Ready? The Pentatonix cover of Up on the Housetop blared through the house's speakers as the scent of apple and warm cinnamon filled the air. A genuine smile lit up Xavier's face as he opened the oven's hinge. He couldn't believe that he had proposed to Lydia 2 weeks ago. He remembered the time they met like it was yesterday. The woman had been lying down on the lounge chair in her backyard while he was playing soccer, and he'd accidentally kicked the ball in the pool next to her. The scream she made could have rivaled Bridezilla on her wedding day, if it were possible. Though through a little bit of convincing, he managed to persuade her to hang out with him within a month's time. Xavier frowned. Then again, Lydia hadn't found out he was the one sabotaging business for the Creative Confections in the first place, nor the fact that he had bought the place from them when the bakery went bankrupt. His heart thumped in his chest as he gazed at his phone's screensaver. Lydia had caught him by surprise when she had planted a kiss on his cheek, the flustered look on his face and the heat grazing his cheeks making it all worth it. A chill went up his spine as he admired how happy they were and how mad Lydia was going to be when he told her the truth. Oh God, she was going to dump his sorry ass when she found out. You mean, if she finds out, the mischievous voice on the right side of his brain whispered in his ear. Besides, the poor woman ended up finding a better place to have the bakery in the end, so does it really matter? Creative Confections ended up doing better than your sugar-sweet treats, and that's saying something. You're kidding me, right? The rational side of his brain retorted. Let's say she doesn't find out right now. She may as well find out in the future. What if she finds out through an unreliable source? Lydia's going to dump your sorry ass and kick the shit out of you on top of it. Besides, a relationship is built on trust, and if you can't trust the woman who's going to be your future wife, who can you trust? Plus, there's nothing worse than a woman scorned. Trust me on this. The both of you aren't helping, Xavier muttered under his breath. Uh-oh, you're talking to yourself, an unknown voice asked, letting out a few tisks. That's never a good sign, buddy. Xavier jumped, turning around to see Tiwa, giving him a smug grin. Don't scare me like that, Elade. Tiwa giggled. I can't believe that after all these years, I still managed to scare the shit out of you. Xavier rolled his eyes. Ha ha, very funny. Damn, your face looks like Scrooge's before the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future visited him. You good, Price? Peachy, absolutely peachy. Is it wedding jitters? I told you to wait a few more years before you and Lydia got married, but no. Put a sock in it, Tiwa. Xavier snapped before taking in the way her nostrils flared and her fists clenched. I'm sorry. Tiwa let out a soft humph. You'd better be, or your dear Lydia would have seen you on the floor in 10 seconds flat, not knowing you got punched in the face by a girl. You're lucky the holidays put me in such a forgiving mood. Xavier chuckled. Forgiving? Yeah. He gave Tiwa's shoulder a teasing pat. Sure it does. He walked towards the living room mirror, eyeing how the black tie stood out against his deep brown complexion. If all went right tonight, this Thanksgiving would be the beginning of many things to come. Okay, what's wrong? Tiwa asked with a raised eyebrow. Seriously, you've been acting on edge ever since you found out your mom had invited Lydia over for Thanksgiving. What's eating you? She snorted. Get it? Eating you because it's Thanksgiving? The smile wiped off his face as he grimaced at Tiwa's bad-made pun. Damn, was he like that towards Lydia before he confessed his feelings to her? He shuddered. God, he was so bad down for her back then. And that's what I got.
Yay!
Way to go, Joanne. A little fan, let's see, like a companion story.
Yeah. Nick shows an alternate universe.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, Nettles, I'm sending you Katie Ann, which you can read after I read after you. Or you can read Katie Ann now. Up to you.
Oh, I'll read mine.
Yay.
It's okay.
It's amazing, I'm sure.
A modest brick house at the end of a cul-de-sac greeted us as we pulled into the driveway. My fiance's parents' home, Mr. and Mrs. Lee. Sweat slicked my palms, so I wiped them on my new expensive gray slacks, praying his parents wouldn't notice the darker spot from the moisture. These clothes had been the second thing I bought after settling my parents' medical bills with my earnings from buying out a department store just the month before. The store I had sabotaged so that I could afford it, and then unsabotaged it in a single night to bring it back to Laurie. Daniel had no idea, the kind soul, and I wouldn't tell him, loose lips and all that. Hanuel walked to my side of the car and opened the door like the gentleman his mother had trained him to be. Tonight was to be the real test, and see how he treated her in person. See if he truly was a keeper. Ready? Hanuel asked, taking my hand in his to help me glide out of the car's passenger side. Doing my best to make a good impression, even though we weren't even at the door yet, I strode with as much grace as I could muster. Hanuel reached out, knocked on the wooden door with inset rippled glass window. A shadowy figure became visible before the knob turned and the door creaked open. The smell of food filled the air. Turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing. They had done an American Thanksgiving just for me. Hello, hello, come in, said Mrs. Lee. My heart sank through my chest into my stomach acid. She looked just like the Mrs. Lee, who was the previous owner of the department store I just bought. But surely. Mom, meet Daniela Clark. Daniela Lily Lee, a.k.a. Mom. Shit. But wasn't Lily a common name? And I'm June Lee. This is just calling me. And I'm June Lee, said who could only be Mr. Lee, walking closer and closer. It was them. But they only talked with my lawyer. Maybe they didn't. Danielle, very nice name. Where have I heard it before? Said Mrs. Lee. How could I explain to them I needed to make a crap ton of money in a month, or the loan sharks would come for blood and my parents thrown out of the hospital? It hadn't been personal, but I had taken their livelihood for a fraction of its value, cheated them of a super comfortable retirement. Hanuel, I don't feel so well, I say, turning to look my fiancé in his gorgeous eyes. They probably would never forgive me once they found out, even if I did marry their son and kept the business in the family, technically. Hanuel reached out, hands on my elbow. Do you need to go home? A cool hand caressed my forehead. No fever. Do you want water? Mom, can you fetch a glass, please? My heart throbbed, fit to burst. I didn't deserve his kindness, his family's hospitality. I should just go home and crawl under my blankets. Give the business back to them once all the debts are paid off and my parents have enough to retire. But when would that be? Here. He presses a glass of water into my trembling hands. It's an ornate ceramic cup with gold-filled cracks. A family heirloom. Tears prickle, threatening to ruin my mascara and eyeliner I had perfected an hour ago. I take a sip, the cool water tainted by my misery. I can't do this. Turning, I bow to Mr. and Mrs. Lee. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm the one who bought your store. Silence fills the house. The only sound is the dripping of my tears on my shoes. A kettle sings in the kitchen and Mr. Lee speaks up. I better go. Nodding in misery, I turn and leave the house. But I'm not alone. Daniela, I'll drive you, says my kind fiancé I don't deserve. Only he takes me to his place to talk and cry and cuddle and plan and write an apology. That's all thing.
That took me on a series of journeys. Loved it. I loved it. I loved it. That was great. Look, you're getting all the gasps and oh no, wow, loved it. I know, so good, Laura. It was. I had all the feelings. So good, so good. I sent you another so great, Laura, because it was so great from JC. Clap, clap. Yes. Nice. I sent you also Deidre's. So you went, I'll read after you, then back to you for Katie, and then I'll read, Labyrinths, and then you'll read the last one. Cat Leo, hey friend. Hey. Congrats on your recent release. Hope you're feeling good. Mama Maggie, we love you. We love you. Send. Okay. So, me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay. Meeting Dean's parents was everything. The culmination of years of building a relationship with open communication and trust. Without the steps before a proposal, and the last step was meeting the parents. He never mentioned getting their approval. I hoped that wouldn't be a condition. Just like in my deals, I never wanted to be limited by things beyond my control. I needed to seek clarity on whether approval was necessary or not. My body ebbed and flowed with the car as Dean navigated a windy county road he'd no doubt driven 1,000 times before. We crested a hill, the right blinker engaged, and we slowed to make the turn. The car lurched forward before coming to a stop in front of a large set of steel gates. Dean's parents were rich. Your parents live in a gated community? I asked. Dean rolled down his window and entered a 7-digit code into a keypad. No, this isn't a community. This is their property, he said. The gate slowly creaked open, revealing a blacktop driveway, but still no house to be seen. Damn, and what do they do again? Dean smiled. My parents were entrepreneurs. They grew a generational business my great-grandfather started into a regional retail powerhouse. Recently, they were bought out by a company, a lot like yours, frankly, that makes big promises and loads them with debt and then sells them off for their parts. Hey, okay, shots fired. That's terrible. I'm sorry that happened. What was the name of the business? I asked, genuinely curious now of who the shark might have been. Dean sighed, but didn't immediately answer. He seemed distracted by checking for deer as we approached the multi-million-dollar lodge Dean's parents called home. The lights from the front door to the circle driveway lit up like a runway as we came to a stop in front. Johnson's General Store and Drug. As soon as the car came to a stop, I flung my door open and vomited. I felt like I was going to suffocate. Was I hyperventilating? Or maybe it was just a panic attack. I don't know how we got to this point, the point of the last step before proposal, and never connected the dots that my private equity firm bought out his family business. Shit. Dean's family was rich as fuck, and likely going to be pissed when they put together that I'm the one who scared off the other buyers and got the deal for a song. Really hope the parental approval isn't conditional. That's all I got. Why, thank you.
It was amazing.
Why, thank you. I don't know about all that. Okay, we got...
All that and a bag of chips.
We got
I got Katie's.
Okay. And then Labyrinth, and then was there another one I sent you, or is that it? Oh, Deidre. Oh, and maybe Mama Maggie. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, good. All right.
Him.
I
I need water, man.
know.
We'll get it after this. Max would like to say he has no idea how he ended up here, but it'd be as big of a lie as a lie he's currently hiding behind his ribs. It'll be okay, I promise, Daniel, ever the sweetest, says. He reaches over the central console and takes Max's hand. Daniel is wearing his gloves, prepared to step out of the car and into the freezing Vermont air. Max squeezes and looks at his boyfriend. No, fiancé. This is half of why he's in this mess. I know. He glances at the small 2-story house across the street from where they parked. It is cramped between other houses, all the picture-perfect houses in the picture-perfect cul-de-sac in a picture-perfect suburbia. His stomach cramps with another wave of nausea. He thinks about Daniel as a kid in this house, growing up happy and warm and loved and fed. Max? He turns away from the house and back to Daniel. Seriously, are you okay? I know you could feel overwhelmed. And if you do, we can go upstairs or even go for a drive. There are a lot of people with Christmas lights up already. You can see it as an excuse. Use it as an excuse to go if you're not feeling up to all the people. I know you don't like crowds, and I know I said they like to crowd, but I told Marie to tell the family to back off. Max lets the familiar, rushing cadence of Daniel's voice wash over him. It is comforting to know the lengths Daniel will go to make sure Max knows he's safe here, that if he's overwhelmed by all the family, there's a way out. But Max already knew that. It is part of the reason why Max fell in love in the first place. Because Daniel is, unequivocally, safe. He understands Max in a way that not many people ever dared to, or even wanted to. You don't have to be nervous, Danny. I'll be okay, I promise. Max squeezes Daniel's hand and meets his wide, warm brown eyes. I'm nervous, but this is exciting. I've never had a Thanksgiving like this. As always, when Max says something right on the edge of admitting how unhappy his childhood and life had been, Daniel's face melts. It is never pity in his eyes, though. It's always a soft longing, a need and a want and a wish for things to be different for Max. I hope you like them, Daniel admits, softly with a chuckle. They raised you. How could I not? The balloon of guilt swells in his stomach again, and he has to swallow back his bile. He should tell Daniel now, but he can't ruin this moment in the slightly too warm car with Daniel's hand in his, clasped tight through 2 layers of leather gloves. Daniel scoffs and shakes his head, the bobble of the tip of his knitted hat brushing the roof of the car. Just wait until you actually meet them. And meeting them is even worse. Max should have told Daniel in the car, because the longer he stays silent about this secret, the worse the guilt becomes. Daniel's family is just as lovely and warm as he is. As promised, they try not to crowd, and their effort is to both be interested in Max and not overwhelm his is admirable. It only takes about an hour for him to start feeling comfortable on the deeply warm and clearly well-loved sofa, crammed between one of Daniel's sister's husbands and the arm of the couch with a dog on his feet, snoring happily. The football game blares on the television, and no one seems to be interested in it. There are no arguments over how loud it is or who is winning. Max can't help but look at all the knickknacks and pictures on the walls and shelves. Everywhere is overflowing with frames full of laughing and smiling kids. All the graduation photos, school photos, dog photos, and everything in between. On one particular shelf are decades worth of beach photos, starting with Daniel's mom and dad alone. Then the family gets progressively bigger over the years to expand to 6 children. And then those 6 children start having families, and now it's hard to see who is who from this far away. It is so stark in comparison to what Max is used to. It's almost too picture perfect. And perhaps that rot is him entering the family. He meant to tell Daniel this secret earlier, but instead the words popped out of his mouth were, "Marry me?" Daniel had honked out a loud laugh, and immediately said, "Yes, of course. That was random, but of course I will." After dinner, Max wanders over to the beach photos. Daniel's mom and dad are always on the ends, expanding out to accommodate their children. Max does notice that the third from the left, the picture from 3 years ago, is missing his father. Guilt threatens to consume him, piece by piece, until there is nothing left but the emotion. So Max retreats in between dinner and dessert to the backyard. It is cold, but there is no snow. The grass crunching beneath his feet, loud in the quiet dim twilight. Lights from the other houses start to turn on, warmly glowing above the fence that gives Max a small sliver of privacy. Hey, warm arms slide around Max's waist and he lets himself be drawn back into Daniel's strong chest. You okay? He asks, nuzzling in the curve of Max's neck. His stubble brushes against his sensitive skin and he shivers. Max nods slowly, not trusting his voice. Does your mom want help in doing the dishes? He asks, tempted to twist out of Daniel's arms and put distance between them. But he doesn't. He can't hold on to the secret any longer, or else it'll tumble out in the middle of pumpkin pie and apple crisp and onto the table, and that would be worse. Daniel shakes his head. No, you're considered a guest still. Once we're married, you'll be expected to help with the other husbands. There is a laughing note in Daniel's voice, and Max knows it too well. When they first met, he thought Daniel's penchant for laughter meant he was laughing at Max. Sometimes he was, but right now, he's simply so happy he laughs for no reason. Max pinches the bridge of his nose. He hates that this will ruin everything between them, but he cannot live in this happy bubble anymore. So he twists around and steps out of Daniel's embrace. I have to tell you something. Daniel frowns, adorably confused. He isn't wearing his hat now, and the wind ruffles his unruly dark curls. Anything. So, you know how 4 years ago your father's car business was bought out? Max begins, the words coming out in a rush. Daniel's confusion deepens and his head tilts. Max, why are you? Max plows on. If he doesn't say it now, he never will. Well, my father and I manipulated things, and long story short, we're the ones who bought out your dad at a rock-bottom price, and I'm the one who brokered the deal and made sure he didn't get anything because it benefited our family more. And he blinks, realizing his eyes are stinging. I didn't realize it was your family until kind of recently, and I didn't know that your father was ill, and that's why he didn't fight harder. And I know it almost destroyed your family, and I didn't care when I was doing it, but I do now, and that doesn't make up for it. But I am sorry, and I understand if you never want to see me again. He can't look at Daniel. Instead, he stares down at the grass, crushed beneath his boots. He thought he would feel better after admitting it, but if anything, he feels infinitely worse. The guilt swells up and consumes him. Agony because he knows he just broke the heart of the only person he's ever really loved. And now, he doesn't deserve that love. And selfishly, that makes his heart break more. Oh. And that's it.
That was brutal. I was like, yeah, wow. I was like, just lie. Who said it? Deidre? Someone was like, lie, Max, lie. And yeah. Was it Deidre? I think it was Deidre. I can't find it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why tell the truth? Oh, my goodness. I know. And by the way, Christian brought up something that made me laugh really hard. This line. I just said, marry me. Which
Confess, not marry me.
That was just so goals. Katie Ann, ma'am. Yeah. My heart. That was so good. I know. Out here breaking hearts. You're like Sia. Okay. Me, right? Me reading.
I need to get water. I'll be right back.
Labyrinth. You get water. I'm going to read Labyrinth. And then I think Mama Maggie's sending one. Oh, God bless. This is so big. Okay. You will love them and they will love you. I promise. I know you're a little hesitant on this, but trust me, everything will be fine. I know it feels strange since getting engaged, having not told anyone till today, but I can guarantee you there's nothing to worry about. They will love you too. I just hope they don't try stealing you away from me, though. They'll have a fight on their hands. A smile cascaded across Maxie's slight, rosy face through the rolled down windows as the chilly air hit our faces. The cityscape is a frigid array of sherbet colors as we drive, heading to the other side of town nearest to the outskirts of city limits, without actually leaving the city itself. As we arrived, pulling up to a long, winding, tree-covered road, we could hear some commotion. No sooner had we arrived, the trouble started when one of my friends showed up at the place. Oh no, I thought. Not only am I going to lose this deal, but the girl too. Come on, Adam, shut it and leave. I internally screamed while faking a smile, and knowing who he was and why he was there. Thoughts of that's what she said, running through my mind, considering what she didn't know or even understand is that I just bought out her family's business at a price so rock bottom it almost reaches the center of the earth. I am so screwed if this deal falls into the abyss, let alone my relationship with Maxie. Oh shit, he's going to stay for dinner. No, I have to figure out how to get rid of him, and fast, or everything is done, me included. Maybe, just maybe, if I can convince him to walk with me alone, I could convince him he needed to return to the office for something important. That won't work. The office is closed, unless maybe I forgot something that I really needed and was going to get it myself. But since he's here, he could go do that for me. Now we're cooking. I think that's just the thing to get rid of him. I just have to tell him not to come out here all the way, and I will meet him somewhere. Of course, part of the plan fell flat. I hadn't anticipated that he'd try to talk his way out of it using Thanksgiving. You'd think all of his own talk, he'd want to go spend time with his own family. Of course, he was disowned some time ago, and I still don't know why he's never talked about it. Well, I'm going to have to think of a plan B and fast. Then it struck me to go for a walk in the woods, without Maxie, of course. Nobody can hear us fighting. And that is it.
What?
Way to go. I know, the disowning. Hit me in my trigger places. I loved the line about the center of the earth. That was good. Well done, Labyrinth. Well done. Loved it. All right. What do we have?
Deidre's.
You have Deidre. I think Mama Maggie. Oh, I have one for Mama Maggie when you're done.
Okay.
Okay, Deidre.
Making me swear. Okay. Would you calm the fuck down before you give yourself an aneurysm? Jeffrey's eyes lock onto mine as I glare at him. Calm down, I scream back. Calm down! You're the reason I'm in this fucking mess in the first place. Jeffrey scowls. Oh, no, you didn't. Don't you dare put this on me. I warned you and Dad when we were closing the deal that the owners were local. And if I recall, you were the one that said, what are the odds that any of us would ever even cross paths with them? How the fuck was I supposed to know that we end up banging the one? Oh my gosh! Watch your fucking mouth! I yell, cutting him off. Taking a breath, I throw back the bourbon in my tumbler and scroll back through the photos of my fiance's Instagram page. I sigh. How the hell have I never made this connection before? Jeffrey rests a hand on my shoulder. We acquired that company a long time ago, and Chelsea's dad was estranged. There was no way you could have. Before Jeffrey can finish the sentence, the front door swings open and in walks Chelsea, my fiancé, and the two people until last night I was elated to meet. Her parents. You'll always be my favorite big brother, Jeffrey teases under his breath before grabbing his jacket from the bar stool at the far end of the kitchen island. He smiles at Chelsea as she deposits her father's clothes in the basket by the foyer and turns... Clothes? Cloths. Okay. And turns for the kitchen. Jeffrey, I had no clue you were joining us for dinner, Chelsea says, pulling Jeffrey into a hug. I was actually just leaving, Jeffrey replies with a smile, carefully avoiding my gaze. He gives Chelsea a quick squeeze and steps back, turning his attention to her parents. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. I watch, my heart a drum in my chest, as Chelsea's parents extend their hands to Jeffrey. Her father, a tall, sturdy man with a firm handshake, gives Jeffrey a warm smile. Call me Bill, he says. Her mother, a kind-looking woman with gentle eyes, adds, and I'm Linda. It's so nice to finally meet you, Jeffrey. As they exchange pleasantries, I can't help but feel like an outsider. I clear my throat, trying to prepare myself for the introduction. Chelsea turns toward me, her eyes bright with excitement. Mom, Dad, this is the man I was telling you about. Drew, my fiance. I step forward, my hand extended. It's a pleasure to meet you both, I say, my voice slightly shaky. Bill's handshake is firm, almost scrutinizing. So you're the one who's stolen our Chelsea's heart, he says, a hint of playfulness in his tone. Linda's handshake is warmer, more welcoming. We've heard so much about you, she adds. As we sit down for dinner, the atmosphere is a mix of warm hospitality and subtle curiosity. Chelsea's parents are keen to know more about me, their questions innocent yet probing. So, what do you do for a living? Linda asks, passing me the mashed potatoes. I take a deep breath, trying to navigate my response. I work in business acquisitions, I reply, hoping my answer is vague enough. Bill raises an eyebrow, a spark of interest in his eyes. Business acquisitions, huh? That's an interesting field. Must be quite the challenge. I nod, trying to keep my composure. It has its moments, I admit, avoiding eye contact. I prod at my turkey, trying to appear engaged as Linda inquires. So tell us about your family. Her voice is gentle, but the question strikes me like a dagger. I pause, my fork hovering midair. They're quite traditional, business-minded, I murmur, feeling the weight of each word. My mind races. How much can I reveal without unraveling the web of lies I'm tangled in? Bill nods, his gaze sharp. Family business can be tough. I used to run one myself, before. His voice trails off, and I feel Chelsea's foot brush against mine under the table, a silent plea for reassurance. I offer a tight smile, trying to steer away from the dangerous waters. Yes, it's always a challenge balancing family and business. The end.
Ooh. Wow, Bill. Bill's gonna cut the balls off of Drew. That was good. That was really good. Oh, Chelsea, it's gonna be a tough holiday, boo. Woo! That was good. Okay, let's see. I have one for Mama Maggie, and then we will get to our last prompt of the evening. Are we ready? It's called The Ring of Truth. To tell the fiancé they were the ones to ruin their family business or not? My hands shook as I looked at Kat's messages. The ring on my finger glimmered like a firefly reflecting the blinking tree lights, but the cold gold felt like a chain. I heard him chuckle at the same story my dad was telling. He liked my fiancé. My mom liked him. Even my brother liked him. I didn't know what to do. You finally got a good one, Babette, my mother praised as she basked, pressing a kiss to my temple. 24 hours ago. What? Yes,
water.
Your water. 24 hours ago, my life was perfect. Dad's cancer was in remission. He and Mom were getting over the disastrous buyout that ruined the travel company they had built together. My brother had announced he was a year sober after his disastrous tumble into a whiskey bottle when the tour group he arranged was abducted, then ransomed and rescued unharmed. We mortgaged everything every one of us owned. The media attention was devastating. The buyout offer seemed like a gift from heaven coming a month after it all. Yesterday, as we had picked out the tree from the National Forest, Kent had cheerfully helped my brother cut it down under my dad's careful supervision. Together they carried it up the slope to Kent's SUV and tied it down to the top, as if they worked together for years to select and collect our usual family Christmas tree. Kent fit perfectly into our family. Too perfectly. His proposal last night between dinner and dessert caught me off guard and charmed my family. I had never been happier. I left the tree and scurried upstairs to my childhood room, grateful Mom had replaced the boy band posters with watercolors of flowers she had started painting after their forced retirement, after she took a job at the local nursery to make extra money. I opened the files on my laptop after plugging a cable into my phone. The face-to-face chat app opened almost immediately while I read the documents. Kat didn't even say hello. I'm so sorry. When my brother met him at Thanksgiving, he recognized him. After a few calls, I'm so sorry. Her guilt at ruining the most joyous time of the year was etched in her worry lines. How serious is this? I panted. He works as in planning and operations for some black ops company that doesn't exist. The air quotes around the last words made my stomach twist. Not only had the man of my dreams destroyed my family's business and left all of us financially destitute, forced to work in whatever low-income jobs we could find, he had inserted himself into our lives as a friend, and I had no idea that it was all a setup. I sold my house to pay my father's treatments, for fuck's sake. Rage bellowed in my soul. Babe, what are you doing up here? Just talking to Kat, I made myself answer. I'll be down in a minute. So what did the sister-in-law from hell do then? She threw the banana pie across the room and ruined the wallpaper. Mom went nuts, and as she created the worst drama of a family feast meets food fight, Kent kissed my temple and retreated. I waited a moment, then peeked out the door to make certain he was gone. Kat, are my family in danger? Will he kill us when he finds out I know he was the one who had our tour group kidnapped and then rescued them after we paid the ransom? My brother says that's not his job, and he is violating this mission parameters by dating you after the acquisition. Kate chewed her lip. Be careful. Good luck. I love you. Bye. Love you more. The window closed and Kat's strengthening presence was gone. I stood up and printed the documents to the computer in my dad's office and sent Kent a text. Meet me in the garage. I snuck into the office, then onto the balcony, climbing down the trellis like I had so many times when I was a teen. The cold made it so much easier to slip off of the ring. Babe, his voice vibrated me in all the right places, but now I knew it was for all the wrong reasons. I held out the ring and the printout. Leave. Don't do this, babe. Don't ever call me that again. It's Babette or Miss King to you. Kent swallowed. It was my job. Just my job. But you were... A job with benefits? Interrupting. I walked back toward the house. We're done. And if you ever approach me or my family again, I'll go to the media. Inside, I locked the door behind me. Moments later, his SUV pulled out of my parents' driveway. Sweetie, where's Kent going? My mom asked as Dad stared out the front window at the retreating SUV. Work emergency, I lied. The nor'easter causes some kind of transportation outage. Making myself smile, I asked, can we start making Christmas candy? The end. There was a lot going on. Mama Maggie always builds a lot of world.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a whole kidnapping like undertone there that I was like, what? I need this story. Loved it. Loved it. You guys killed it on that one. So much fun. We love a good, like, uh-oh, maybe I screwed over my man's family prompt, don't we? Have we been there? Have we done that? Maybe that's why. I don't know. Mama
You ready
Mag-
for prompt number 2?
I'm ready for number 2. Y'all ready for number 2? Deuces.
This is a little lighter.
Okay.
You go into the music studio to record a holiday album. The sound engineer is much better looking than expected. And really into your music, judging by his reactions. Or their reactions.
Oh my god, what if I'm covering All I Want for Christmas Is You? I don't want a lot for Xmas. Okay. How long, dear friends and lovers, should we... I know, Mariah strikes again. I know. No. Okay, just kidding. All right. How long should we go? Should this be a quickie? You know, I was about to say 20 minutes or less, but in real life, a quickie is more like 10 minutes or less. Let's be real. But 20 minutes or less. Do we want 30 minutes or less? Or do we want another long dong, 40-minute J.C. Carpenter, Long John double stuffed?
Or do you want like a 22?
Or a 22 or a 27, also known as my age. She wants to put all the X in Xmas. Or What? Is this from J.C. Carpenter? Has her account been hacked?
Wow.
Why do I love them so much? both the Long John and what we're talking about, but not talking about. 2730. Love it. I don't know. What are we feeling? Have you seen one that like calls to you?
I think I'm gonna go with the 25.
I know Katie Ann's like asking JC to blink if she needs help. You okay? Okay, 25 minutos.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready. If you're ready, we'll see you all on the other side. And we want to hear all about your holiday album. Boop. Well, did you finish?
Pretty much. I'm on the last sentence.
Keep writing. You can finish it. I was going to wave at Gwenna, who came and went, I think. Hi, Gwenna.
Yeah.
And Carrie left. Bye, Carrie. Good night. I did not get any writing done. My husband came home, and he has an aunt who had a stroke earlier today. And she called, and we had a little conversation with her. So that ate up most of my time. And funnily enough, she is going to do a little more research on whether she thinks that smoking and drinking impacted her stroke. I said, well, didn't the doctor tell you, no more smoking and drinking? She's like, no, I'm having a cigarette now. She's like, I don't really think there's a lot of research on that. I was like, I think there is, and you might seek a second consultation with a physician.
Mm-hmm.
But that was funny. She was like, I don't know. Do you think maybe there's enough research to be sure? And I'm like, yeah. I think that research is solid. She will. It caught very early, so it's good. But swearing off the booze may be hard to do. Thank you. And I won't say her name. It's not very nice. All righty. I got one from Joanne. Labyrinth, did you write one to this prompt?
I think they said it wasn't vibing.
Okay, fair. Laura's laughing maniacally. What do you got?
Gosh.
That contest now.
This one is ridiculous.
No, it's not. Do it. Hit it.
My story. You want me to read it right now? Okay.
Sure. Hit us with your story. Full tilt. That happens.
Oh,
Totally happens. Okay.
Full honesty, I did not know this song existed until the sprint. Okay. You really didn't have to dress up, laughed the sound designer as I walked into the recording studio. It's just audio. I twirled to show off my candy cane striped skirt, green heels, and halter top. Helps me get in the Christmas spirit, I explain. The grin that spreads across his handsome face takes my breath. Gorgeous dark curls, strong nose, and prominent cheekbones I want to run my fingers over. I won't have a hard time singing if I pretend it's just for him. What's your name? I asked, putting on the headphones. Maximilian. Wow. Can I call you Max? I asked. I prefer if you didn't, he hedged, but smiled all in good fun. As you wish, Maximilian. His chuckle sent tingles down my spine. The AC on my exposed midriff didn't help either. Time to heat things up in here if I didn't want to regret this outfit choice. All for an audience of 2. Just me and him. I signal for the backtrack to start. Electric guitar fills my headphones. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. I just can't wait till Christmas time when I can grope you in the hay. Maximilian's jaw dropped. Easy come, easy go. Have a good time with lots of dough. Slipping up high, slipping down low. Love him and leave him. On with the show. I start to flip my skirt, then ride it higher up my thigh, watching Maximilian's eyes follow my fingertips, taking in the exposed skin. By the time I get to the chorus, his eyes are wide, and he's nearly falling out of his chair with how forward he's leaning. I want a mistress for Christmas. I want a mistress for Christmas. Oh yeah, haha yeah. I want a mistress for Christmas. Come on. Thighs are not enough. My hands slide along my stomach and up under my shirt, teasing all the way. The words come easily as I memorized them years ago. I punctuate them with breathy moans, accentuating the provocative AC/DC song. My legs quiver as I reach the final stanza. I can hear you coming down my smokestack. I want to ride on your reindeer, honey, and ring the bells, yeah. I come with a yell, head thrown back as I prolong the high note. By the time I've come back from Cloud 9, the guitars and drums have stopped, and the male voice is calling me over the headphones. Miss, are you okay there? That was some performance. I grin into the microphone. I think I could do another take. Would you help a girl out? His Adam's apple bobs as he swallows from behind the controls. Whatever you need. I think this one needs a hands-on approach with the sound engineering. Want to come touch my controls? They could do some fine-tuning. He's out of the booth and into the studio before the clicks to the lead even finish.
Laura. Naughty lady. I loved it. Very saucy. Very spicy.
I've never heard this song in my life.
And yet you slid right down that smokestack.
I did. I literally Googled provocative Christmas songs.
Thank you for not giving us another Santa baby.
You're welcome.
Like, we've all been, we've all had that enough. That was amazing. Everyone loved it. Goals. Amazing. Joanne. Oh, thank you, Joanne. They're real. Are you ready? Sending a revised one. Okay. All right. Let me know when it's there and we shall. I loved it, Laura. That was good. Who doesn't want a mistress for Christmas?
I don't know.
Seems like the gift that keeps on giving. Chlamydia. Laura, that's a terrible joke. Oh, Mama Maggie did Santa baby. Fair. No judgment. Okay. Did you send it, Joanne? Oh, Katie sent one. All right, Joanne, I'm not seeing the newest. I'm still seeing the old one, so I'm going to read Katie's first. And then if yours comes, I'll forward to Laura to read. Chlamydia, the silent killer. Okay, so here we go. Don't be a Scrooge, Ella says as she shoves Carlos through the doors of the recording studio. You were the one who signed the contract. I didn't think this would include Christmas songs, he grumbles, skating his hand through his hair and shaking the snow off. He pauses in front of the mirror at the reception and unties the scarf around his throat. He frowns at his reflection. He needs a haircut. His dark hair is too fluffy for his liking. But it makes the fangirls go crazy when he pours water on himself during his set, so Ella won't let him. It literally says holiday in the contract, babe, Ella says, snapping her gum. She pushes his shoulder again towards the studio. Stop stalling. If Carlos didn't love her so much, he'd complain more. But Ella is the reason he's here at all, the newest heartthrob of the reason he's here at all and the newest heartthrob of the music world. She is the one who sells his sex on a stick act. And even if that isn't who Carlos is at his artistic core, it pays the bills. And that is all he really needs right now. Once inside the studio, he shucks off his coat and tosses it onto the vacant couch. Good morning, Evan, he says to the man sitting and leaning over the soundboard. Good morning, Peter. Carlos pauses as he reaches down into the mini fridge. Excuse me? He twists around and looks at the sound engineer properly. He is most certainly not Evan. Evan is about 60 years old, with ragged white hair and a voice scratchy from 4 packs a day for about 50 of those 60 years. This man is almost delicately pretty, with sharp cheekbones, the pop of a dimple at the corner of his mouth, and a sultry gaze that sweeps over Carlos's face with barely contained amusement. I thought we were just calling people whatever we wanted today, he says, his voice lilting around an accent that Carlos can't place. But there is something soft and musical about it. No, sorry, my usual sound engineer is Evan. Is he okay? He glances to the door where he thought he would find Ella, but as usual, she's flitted off, probably to post something to his Instagram and get everyone excited about this Christmas album release. He's fine working with somebody else today. I'm his son, the sound engineer says, agile fingers expertly configuring the soundboard. I'm Carlos, he says, shuffling awkwardly on his feet. He likes Evan because he's quiet and lets Carlos work. This man already has him off balanced, and he doesn't like it. Despite being a current pop sensation, he still has the stirrings of stage fright. Here, in the intimate and lowly lit studio, it's a lot different than singing on a stage to a crowd of so many faces. It's actually faceless. I know, Mark. Nice to meet you, Carlos says flatly, and Mark flashes him a smirk. He cracks his neck and grabs the water bottle from the fridge before stepping into the actual recording booth. Mark slides his headphones on over his dark hair, and his fringe sticks up adorably over the band. Okay, I have the list here. What do you want to start with? The infuriating little smirk that Carlos can't read is gone, and Mark seems to have slipped into professional mode. For about an hour, they go through the takes of the covers on the album. Dread claws at Carlos's chest as his band's rendition of Last Christmas croons in his ears. He taps his fingers in rhythm against his thighs and sighs. One take and he'll be done. Except, it seems, Mark has other ideas. Hey, not to interrupt, but you think you could put more emotion into this? I mean, it's a cover of Last Christmas. Carlos sighs. I'd like to just get this one over with. Mark makes a face. This song deserves more than that. Carlos shifts, fiddling with his fingers. His throat is tight, and he takes a sip of water, but it tastes bitter on his tongue. This was the one song he fought the hardest to get rid of, and yet the label wouldn't budge. Can we keep going, please? Fine, Mark says, and waves his hand. Carlos starts again, but immediately sounds flat. Again, he says, hating how frustration is building in the back of his throat. Hey, is everything okay? Mark asks instead. Carlos nods and sniffs. Fuck, he mutters. This was not how it was supposed to go. He rips his headphones off and stalks out of the booth. Give me a minute. Carlos tries to pull the door, but it doesn't budge. What the hell? Mark's hand is warm against his. First of all, it's a push door. Carlos doesn't budge, his chest heaving as he tries to control his breathing. Second, what's wrong? I've heard you in here before. You're not usually so... Mark trails off. So what? Flat, off-key, annoying? Carlos snaps, pulling away from the door and slumping onto the couch. Mark leans against the wall and stares at him, face unreadable. I was going to say uninspired. Carlos flinches. Yeah, well, he doesn't know what to say to that. Everything that pops to mind is petulant and childish, so he crosses his arms over his chest. Mark strides over to the couch and sits on the edge of it next to Carlos. I heard some of your original music, the stuff that the label doesn't put out on the album. Mark trails off again. It seems like something he does a lot. It's really moving. Carlos blinks, taken aback. And I get why they want you to do popular covers and stuff, but if you have any originals written, we could record those now. Maybe that will get the spark back. Mark tilts his head and Carlos is struck by Mark's eyes. One is blue and one is green, mismatched. Why do you care what it sounds like? You get paid anyway, Carlos says. Mark flushes instantly, a deep crimson that would be incredibly funny if it wasn't also incredibly cute. I may be a bit of a big fan, but actually, I listen to you when you put your original songs on Spotify. I really love your voice. And I don't want to pressure you, but I was really excited to work with you. Carlos's breath catches. Usually he feels awkward around fans, but Mark feels different. The way you control your voice is hypnotic, with the beats you pick. Oh God, sorry, I'm rambling. Mark somehow turns even redder. I was trying to play it cool, but I don't think it worked. Now it's Carlos's turn to smirk. I think I could show you something new, if you want. He reaches out and brushes the fringe back off of Mark's forehead, and he melts into the touch. Those beautiful mismatched eyes gleam with excitement. Katie. So good.
More!
Right? So good. So good. Sweet Caroline. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay.
I got Mama Maggie's.
You did. Okay. You got Mama Maggie's? All right.
Yep.
Read away, Mama Maggie. Way to go. Way to go. I loved that, Katie. That was so good.
So good. Ah.
Whole story.
Okay. Looking at the address on my phone, I entered the almost derelict-looking building. I had won an hour of studio time during Christmas karaoke night and was getting my song made into a single for free. I was excited about getting to work with a real sound engineer in a real studio, but looking around, I was beginning to be afraid I'd get shot. A woman stood outside smoking one of those new e-cigarette vape things. The plume of vapor smelled like peppermint candy and vanilla, like candy. She scrutinized me with her dark, intense eyes. The black Adonis lip ring, nose stud, and eyebrow bar made her look dangerous, edgy. Glancing at my ugly Christmas sweater, she rolled her eyes. Come inside. Silently, I followed her through the building, suddenly remembering a haunted warehouse tour Tina had dragged me to. Her cute, tight t-shirt and pink cotton candy hair had hidden a devil, and I was glad to be single for Christmas. But why was I wearing the sweater she bought me? Oh yeah, it was an act of rebellion to show that after 5 years of abuse, I could still Christmas with the best of them. I'm Rose. Celine. So, what's your song and what key do you want? I don't know what key is, but I sang Santa Baby at the... She stiffened, then interrupted. Whatever, the key is C major. Celine opened a door, bodily put me on a stool. I adjusted the headphones and moved a microphone to directly in front of my lips. She vanished behind the closed door, and all my courage to sing for anyone else ever flowed out of me like the air out of a balloon. Words appeared on a monitor, and I could vaguely see a figure moving behind a mirror. All right, you want an hour of studio time and 1 hour of remixing. Start singing with the cues. Her voice sounded tight, almost hostile. The music started. My voice felt strange, like it had the moments after Tina yelled at me, or the moments before she started hurting me. I reached up to rub my arm under my sleeve. The roughness of knitted acrylic yarn met the quilted scars of my past. Pay attention to the cues, Celine interrupted. The music started again. At the cue, I whisper saying, Santa Baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. I've been an awful good girl. Santa Baby, so won't you hurry down the chimney tonight? Stop! Celine's voice cut me like Tina's nails once had. It took a softer tone. Relax. Open your throat. Take a deep breath. Sing it like you did the other night. Music began, and I exhaled, closing my eyes. Santa Baby, just sip a sable under the tree for me. Stop! I watched her moving back and forth behind the dark glass, and then she came in with her lips pressed together, and I shrank in on myself. She eyed me with a fierce intensity, and I looked down. She was holding a pair of long red silk gloves. Take off that ugly sweater and put these on. You have to feel the mood of the song, and since there's no drinking in the studio, I get you juiced up like you were the other night. I obediently pulled off the sweater and reached to take the gloves. She caught my arm in her iron grip and froze, waiting for the pain. Timid, that's what I was now. I had been broken. I was surprised when her fingertips gently traced the cuts and burns. Who was he? She sounded enraged, like a lion about to maul me. Who was he? She, I whimpered. I left Tina. Please don't hurt me. I would never. Breathing out the promise, Celine trembled as she gently slid the gloves up my arms and over my scars. She unbuttoned the top of my sleeveless silk blouse. She undid my shingon? I don't know that word. And fluffed my hair. Look at your reflection. Sing to seduce yourself. You are beautiful and deserve to be treasured. Celine left me. I stared at the singer. Loose amber curls, white silk blouse with pearl buttons revealing a hint of my cleavage, and red silk gloves hiding my scars. Seduce myself? I didn't even like myself. How could I possibly? I saw her silhouette behind the dark glass. The music started. Remembering her gentleness and fierceness, I started. I sang to the dark stranger in a deep, sultry tone with breathy notes. Santa Baby, just sip a sable under the tree for me. I've been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. The last line came out almost indecent with the need. Santa baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. And I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Celine was silent, then ordered in a breathy whisper that made me tingle. Again!
Wow. Mama Maggie.
Amazing!
So good and decent with need. I know. Yeah, I will never listen to Santa Baby the same.
Yeah.
Body sauce. Okay, Joanne, we have reached that point where we're at the end. Do you have any more, Laura?
That's it.
Okay. So I'm going to wait on Joanne. And then we'll read hers and outro. What's been going on, Laura? This week on Thursday, you'll be streaming from 7 to midnight. I don't know.
Eastern. Yep. On my channel. So
Late, Laura.
we are going to be finishing out Nano. Getting free.
Sleepy time by the time you're finishing up, but I will be there in chat in the beginning. All right, here is Joanne's. Darcy entered Lakeview University's recording studio, the dim lighting making her squint. Leave it to the college to skimp out on necessities when it came to producing quality music. She eyed the mic on the boom stand, the mic drawing her to the center of the room like a siren's call. Closing her eyes, she imagined herself in her bedroom performing for an audience of one. Ever since Lydia had introduced Darcy to Epic the Musical on YouTube, she had always had an interest in vocals, namely how one could change their vocals to fit the character speaking. The familiar tune of Joyful, Joyful echoed in her ears as she started to sing the first line with soft, passionate voice. The memories of being in her church's gospel choir brought a smile to her face as she continued singing her heart out. The way everyone's voices can come together to produce a beautiful harmony. The way each person's voice had a unique sound, attuned to their strengths. Yes, Queen, sing it. Pour your soul into it, the sound engineer says, strolling in as he gets behind the sound booth. If I had a voice like that, I'd sing all the damn time. Darcy jumps as she opens her eyes in horror, realizing someone was listening. Oh my God, don't scare me like that, Aiden. Aiden chuckles. Sorry, but you do have a beautiful voice. You should sing more often. Heat enters Darcy's cheeks at the compliment. Thank you. My voice really isn't all that. You should hear Lydia's. She's really good. Aiden frowns, putting the rim of his glasses on his nose. Don't sell yourself short. Darcy blinks. Excuse me? Her parents had spoken Yoruba to her all the time, but she never really understood what they were saying, apart from a few words here and there. It's a gender-neutral pet name that means beloved in Yoruba. The heat in Darcy's cheeks, if that's even possible. Oh, thank you. Aiden chuckles, stretching his arms in front of his body. You're adorable. Darcy anchors an arm on her hip. Thank you. She eyed the stranger in front of her. And that's the end. Well done, Joanne. And in the same universe. You're so good at that. That's a skill. This was so good.
Awesome sauce.
Everyone crushed it tonight. You guys are amazing. Right after Thanksgiving, we were all hopped up on carbohydrates and, uncomfortable conversations with family members. And yet you showed up, you turned out, you pushed through the type 2 diabetes coma we've all been in.
Do you want to see what I bought for the first time in 4 years?
Yeah. You sound like me when I bought a hooker. Oh my gosh, Oreos. Just regular stuff. What'd you go with?
Regular.
Okay.
Which are a lot thinner than they used to be.
I know. They're real skimpy with the cream these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a triple stuffed now. If you're really going through something emotional. It is really better than a hooker, though, isn't it? I would totally take the Oreos over the hooker any day. Oreos last forever.
On your hips.
Yeah, I know. Thank goodness. Keeps me warm in the winter. They're smaller too. We're gonna get in trouble. A fun, yay. Hot Oreos, I know, delicious. All right, Laura Nettles, we'll be back next Friday, which is the first day of December. We are gonna try to throw in some holiday. What are they called? Prompts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do here. I'll write a holiday one next week if you want to write a non-holiday, or you can write a holiday, whatever. But next week we will have a holiday one because we are going into the holiday season. So come write some naughty things with us.
I would never.
Laura, that second story. Like, Laura. It's always the nice, sweet ones, you guys, that you just never expect. We heart you so much. Come back on with us. Yeah, it's always the sweet ones that are like, oh yeah, you want kink? Boom. Golden showers. Okay.
Oh
no. Christmas pornos for all. Laura would never, but she did say pierced cock. I just said pierced cock, Joanne, so I'm not going to plug this at the moment because I don't want to like confuse the brands, but Joanne's doing a plug at the moment. Look for that. Black Friday prompt, you should show up to a shop early invitation and find out you're being sold. Ooh. No, I know, but you don't want me to be like, ooh, pierced cock. And then, oh gosh, who doesn't love a pierced cock for Thanksgiving? Okay, Laura, let's do an outro. You do an outro. Christmas pornos for all. Laura's outro is coming now, and then I'll do one, and then we'll go on our ways. And if you want to join us, reach out to us. We'd love to have you on for our chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go, Laura, go.
I'm Laura Nettles. I have some contemporary romance under my pen name Samantha R. Silverstone. I have a horror collection under my real name, Laura Nettles, called Tiny Shivers. And I will see you guys later. I think I'm on Samantha Nasset's stream on Monday.
Ooh. I love it. Yes, if you're there, I'll be there. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need, a pierced cock. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you all next week. You're awesome.